Hello and welcome to the Lordly Verdict with me, Mitchell, Lord of my domain. As you know, haven't posted in a little bit, so I've decided I'm going to give you two reviews, though one will be a bit of a filler. I wasn't feeling too good lately and actually had to miss some work over it, so I've spent the time catching up on spare reviews, and only until recently was I better able to really get myself to knuckle down and do this review. I'm going to be reviewing Captain Toad's Treasure Hunt for the Wii U, which reminds me of one of the other fun things, Mario. I love Mario. It's just one of the greatest video games of all time, and Shigeru Miyamoto knows how to make other games as well. Pretty much anything he touches is gold. And no matter what you have to say about their third-party games, first-party Nintendo games are just consistent, solid hits every time. The latest one of these is Captain Toad's Treasure Hunt, though Codename Steam's just came out and I'm really looking at that one, but I just spent all my money. Now, it's a spin-off of Super Mario 3D World. They gave Toad some special levels with unique mechanics, and then they realized these were really fun. We could make a whole new game going for this. And they did, and it's incredibly well designed. It's pure simplicity. You walk around a puzzle-like level, utilizing a top-down view with an isometric style game. You solve the minor puzzles and get to the end. Most of the puzzles are simply as, there's an obstacle, how do you get rid of it? This ain't Professor Layton, and that's it. You pretty much even control the whole game with the sticks. You don't even have to worry about hitting enemies. It oftentimes never comes up. And all of those just use the interaction button. You move switches, shoot little mushrooms while you're on a rail cart level. Literal rail cart level. You're on a minecart. There are a few other twists, like one thing that gives the ability to spin parts of the stage around. And it's surprisingly slow-paced, but not in a bad way. You're allowed to roam around the levels, poke into hidden corners, and doing so is really important for getting extra stuff, like 3 little power crystals and a little bonus check mark. The star at the end is the way you win, and dying to get a power crystal doesn't invalidate the crystal. You can explain the whole game in a minute 50 seconds. Maybe less if you didn't get distracted by the minutia. And this is where Miyamoto-san shows how he is awesome and actually does better than Mikami-san did in a previous thing. Yes, I'm using the Japanese word san. They're Japanese. And I'm going to address them as sir because they make $1 million while I make $9 an hour. They are sirs. If they watch this video, I would be willing to sell my firstborn child to kiss their feet. They are awesome. Anyway, he took a simple game and he devoted himself entirely to the level design. Each level is meticulously, perfectly crafted to showcase an individual mechanic and teach the player how to use that mechanic. As the game improves, elements taught in previous levels return, combined with other elements, creating a unique, more complicated game and level design. And with this, each player is carefully taught how to do all the things he needs. Even complicated maneuvers become simple because you've been taught all the individual elements broken down into bite-sized mechanics. This is a trick known as the anti-piece, and Miyamoto-san is an absolute master of it. Each individual level is fun and unique. They've got the mine cars, they've got the turning the level around. Everything's new, and everything's interesting, with a ton of variety and a ton of different levels. At first there appear to only be 18, however when you beat the last boss, turns out that was just the tutorial. Here's the next 18 levels. After that, another 18 levels. And each thing takes the previous elements and perfects it, to the point where you actually probably want yet another 18 levels, which is what DLC is for, And this is one of those games when I will look forward to the DLC. Now I'm going to pause for a minute and go off script to say why I brought up Mikami-san. You remember my review of Evil Within? Yeah, let me refresh you. Mikami-san does not use the anti-piece. He does not have the anti-piece lead to the showpiece where you have to pay it off and kill the bad guys big time. Furthermore, he doesn't balance the game. The levels are not well crafted. He does not have a pure, easy solution in mind, and he doesn't quietly get the player to doing things and in the right thing, and he doesn't help to make sure the player can easily do that thing. Nor, for that matter, does he make sure he can estimate the player's skill, which Miyamoto-san can easily do thanks to his use of anti-pieces, showpieces, and combining those anti-pieces into showpieces. Evil Within cannot be broken down into small bite-sized elements. As such, you can't purify the game. The reason it can't is because of the upgrade system, and it kills the game and was unnecessary. Evil Within is the perfect example of how not to design a game. Captain Toad's Treasure Hunt is the perfect example of how to design a game. Captain Toad is so good, there's not much I can do to talk about on why it's good. Now I have to talk about the story. And it's not non-existent. There's just nothing there. Go by. You can go hang up now. There's no story. Bird kidnapped your girlfriend. Go rescue her. You don't play this game for the story. It's for the gameplay. And the gameplay does kind of have a problem. You can beat a level in 5 to 10 minutes. And you're not going to be dying constantly because of the slower pace and the lack of kills. Not much in this game will really kill you big time. Even the enemies are more Metal Gear Solid patrol pattern than Goombas that come out and shoot fireballs. Even if you do die, you get a mini game where you can get 5 lives easy. You only lose the crystals on that one level when you get a game over, and now that you know how to get them, you can get them back pretty fast. Easy recovery isn't a bad thing, and I honestly think it works better than the alternative. A game over keeping you from playing the game, or even forcing you to restart. Does mean the game can be beaten in a weekend or less. It would normally make me hesitant about the game, but it's given a lower price. It's only $40, the price of a DS game, instead of the $60 that a normal Wii U game gets. And the sheer quality of the design, it's enough. I rate it a 5 out of 5 easy with one slight exception. If you have GameFly, if you're looking into GameFly, if you're looking to any rental service, get that. GameFly itself is only $20 for a month of 2 rentals. And Captain Toad's Treasure Hunt has enough availability, you can get the game easily. So, yeah, rent it, return it, cancel your subscription, boom! You got the game for $20. That's all. And if you can't, well, buy the game. Buy it now. It's that good. It's a perfect example of how to make a game. In fact, this is the kind of game that should be showcased in game design courses. It is darn fun. Instead of getting your kids Skylanders, get them this game. Pop it in the Easter basket. Give them a nice thing besides candy. Note: this is nothing against Skylanders. I haven't played the more recent ones. But the one that I did play, while fun, wasn't the pure quality of level design that this is. So yes, 5 out of 5. I strongly recommend getting it now. That's Captain Toad's Treasure Hunt. Hope you enjoy it. I sure did.